Rice is an essential staple food in the African diet, but production of the crop in Africa is far below demand. As a result, the continent imports more rice than any other region in the world. At the same time, there's enough arable land as well as farmers willing to bring it under cultivation. The Competitive African Rice Initiative, CARI, was launched to address this issue. CARI supports local rice farmers in Ghana, Burkina Faso, Tanzania, and Nigeria to overcome long-standing challenges and increase domestic rice production. Mr. Yusuf Isiaka Gabi, a civil servant from Arugungu in Kebbi State, northern Nigeria, started rice farming 16 years ago. In the beginning, his co-workers at the local government didn't understand why one of them would enter into such a business.
My friends, when they saw me with the machine water pump in my bicycle or in my ride, they would say, "Oh, hi, look at this guy. He's always supporting himself. Let him go." As those people now that are abusing us or laughing at us, they are now come back into the business. Rice here, especially in Kebbi State, the rice is our business. That was what we inherited from our parents. Yeah, 85% ready.
With this test, the farmer determines maturity of his crop. Mr. Gabi planted in the dry season. Irrigated farming, a practice introduced here just a few years back, makes it possible to harvest twice instead of only once a year. Good seed quality and improved farming practices encouraged by the CARI project have additionally helped farmers to increase yields.
Before, a farmer cannot even produce maybe 30 or 40 bags of rice for a hectare. But for now that we are trained very well, we know the importance of rice, we will have many techniques. Now a hectare, at least a hectare can produce 80 to 90 bags of rice.
Higher yields translate into additional income, enabling farmers to invest into the business. Mr. Gabi wants to improve his threshing practice. Presently, he's doing the entire work manually.
The CARI come in and introduce threshing machine for us. They bring the threshing machine, they give us the sample, they train some of our farmers how to operate the thresher.
A threshing machine works faster and reduces damage to the paddy, which in turn increases its market value. Suru Market, one of the major trading hubs for paddy in Kebbi State. After harvest, the market is flooded with produce from all over the state.
There's a lot of rice in the market. They are selling it 8,000 plus 8,500. And to be sincere, if you sell your bag of rice at 8,000 naira, you have lost. You will go and sit outside waiting for somebody to come and buy. Nobody will come and take the whole paddy you brought to at the same time to pay you.
Mr. Gabi doesn't need to sell under these conditions any longer. He supplies his rice for a fair market price to Labana Rice Mills, one of the major processing companies in Nigeria.
Last 3 years, we started this rice mill, and this is the largest rice mill in the whole Nigeria. And now I'm going to explain you how we are doing our rice processing in the Benin Kebbi, Nigeria. Material is moving inside the milling section. This is complete parboiled and dried paddy. Here we are doing whitening. So now you can see this brown rice is start become white. Now you can see this is our final product. Right now we are running approximately 300 ton in a day, but we are planning for more 700 ton paddy in a day.
The mill's vast capacity calls for a constant paddy supply. To ensure that local farmers can meet these demands, the processor supports them with loans in form of cash and farm inputs, starting with seeds.
We have started our own seed multiplication center. seed multiplication farm where we get the right variety of paddy rice we want farmers to produce and supply to us for processing.
For a stable paddy production, farmers also need sufficient amounts of good fertilizer, which is not easy to get for a common Nigerian farmer on his own.
What we do in Labana, we buy the fertilizer with our money, transport it to where you are located. Then the cooperative leaders will take over and distribute the fertilizer to you. You don't have to go about looking for fertilizer to buy.
To enter into a contract relation with Labana, farmers need to be organized in cooperative groups. Mr. Gabi is presently the elected chairman of his group, the Gungu Rice Farmers Cooperative Association. Chairman Gabi started to produce his own seeds, which he also supplies to members of his group.
I have 3 varieties of seed differently. If I produce at least 100 bags of seeds, at least I have to reserve 20 at home for my fellow colleagues.
The seed production diversifies Mr. Gabi's income stream and makes his entire group less dependent on inputs provided by the processor. In their current meeting, the group discusses their loan repayment to Labana.
In terms of payment, I group muna da abin ga matsayi gare su. Ba mu iyakan cewa ko buhu nawa ka kai, in ka ga dama ka kai musu ka kawo mana buhu 100 sai mu rubuta sunanka da namba buhuwanka. Su sa abin da suka biya ka. Da ka tai can sai a ɗebe 210 duk abin da a sauran kuɗi sai a baka abinka.
Poor access to finance is a major limitation for Nigerian farmers to expand their businesses. It is in Labana's commercial interest to reduce this problem. As a result, the processor is offering farmers loans at favorable conditions.
We will give you without interest. Give you the inputs and give you the cash. And what we are expecting you to give us is exactly what we have given you. Don't add 1 kobo.
Mr. Gabi used the loan from Labana to expand his farm. Returns from less than half the yield of the additional farmland already covered the loan repayment. A good season for the farmer.
Hey, very, very good business. In fact, very, very good business. Look at the millions naira I will get from the banana.
Contracted farmers are not required to sell all their produce to the mill. A fair amount of paddy is processed locally. These women have been trained by partners of the Carry project to improve their parboiling method.
Kaga can ba mu sa wanga tsakiya. Ko zube ta. Zube. Yanzu mun kawo haka mun sa sai mu dauko inda muna da shinkafa.
With small adjustment to the traditional parboiling practice, the women managed to improve the nutrient content of their rice. The rice is consumed locally and generates income for the women in the parboiling cooperative. Knowledge is key for improvements along the entire rice value chain. Mr. Gabi is one of the students at the Farmer Business School. Participants acquire skills to plan production and make good decisions for farm and household. The trainings start with basics such as measuring the size of a farm. Then they move on to income and expenditure calculations and the concept of farming as a business.
Za mu cire kuɗin da mun kashe tun daga farkon na gyaran gona har zuwa na sauran kayayyaki duk abin da muka sai mu cire su cikin abin da muka sai suwa na noman da muka yi sai mu gano shi akwai wani abu da Hausa ko kuma abin da ya rage waye.
Apart from the business school, farmers can also enroll into a second type of training. In GAP trainings, participants learn practical skills which they can apply immediately on their own farms. Carry organizes these trainings jointly with local partners. One of these partners is the Kebbi State Agricultural Rural Development Authority, CARDA.
We've succeeded in making the farmer understand the importance of good seed. So the employment of good seed, the correct fertilizer dosage, correct time of application, good land preparation, all these cultural practices under GAP, that's good agricultural practice that the farmers were trained on, and that has made a lot of difference in the output.
One significant change introduced to rice cultivation is the way farmers are planting their seedlings.
Our farmers before us, they are not using nursery. They are just broadcasting their seeds. kamar ka ɗebo shinkafa iri ka ɗebo ka ci ko hannun kawai ka watsa ko ina ka biyo da kwasa fefe kana ruhewa shine aka ce ma broadcasting.
Compared to broadcasting, it greatly increases plant development when seedlings are brought up in nurseries and then transplanted with appropriate spacing into a leveled bed.
To jama'a kun ga yanzu kwara guda zaka ɗebe haka. In ka ɗebe kwara guda, bismillah. Ka gama da wannan kwara guda. Ka gane ko in ka diba tsakanin wannan da wannan ita ma ta guda. Ga tashi guda. Ka gama da ita. Ka gane ko?
I believe in raising our agriculture to mechanization level. But while we do this, we should be selective in employing what is most relevant to our own level of development.
The development of a thriving rice industry in Nigeria is a gradual process, but it is a process worth the effort. Rice is not only a business. First and foremost, it is food, a basic food in the center of the diet of millions of Africans. Carrie believes that better knowledge about agricultural practices, improved mechanization, well-organized farm groups, and a close collaboration between producers and processors are some of the key elements in a wider strategy to build a sustainable rice industry in Nigeria as well as in other African countries. For Mr. Gabi and his family, this strategy already provided a stepping stone into a future with increased opportunities.
My son, one of my sons is a College of Agriculture, Zuru. He's reading veterinary assistant. Veterinary, I have ladies here in comprehensives there too. So I can be able to pay their school fees, NEPA bill, water bill, and whatever. And I can take care of my family. Very easy.